Many years ago, Paolo Fanciulli, a boy from Italy, was fascinated by underwater shipwrecks, particularly the fish and the algae that lived in them. Paolo became a fisherman at the age of 13 and would peacefully ply the waters of the Mediterranean Sea in his small boat called the Sirena. Every morning, he would cast out his fishing net and come home with a fresh catch of fish. But when he was about 50 years old, he noticed that his job was becoming harder. He was hardly able to get any fish at all. He noticed that trawling near the coast of Italy had been destroying the marine ecosystem. Trawling is a way of catching fish where you cast the fishing net into the sea, but it goes right down to the seafloor, is weighed down with heavy chains, and is dragged along the sea bottom. And Paolo realized that nobody cared, nobody was watching how this method of fishing was destroying the beautiful ecosystem. One fine morning, Paolo came up with a brilliant idea. He wondered, what if I dropped beautiful works of art that were gigantic into the water? In today's episode, we talk about how the efforts of one fisherman off the coast of Italy is beginning to save the ecosystem of the Mediterranean Sea, and how this may also have turned out to become a beautiful underwater museum. Hi there, you're listening to What's New Today, a kids and family podcast about current events shaping our world. This is Sangeeta, your host from India, and in every episode, I'm joined by a curious child from anywhere in the world, and together we talk about one interesting news story, which could be about sports, politics, new scientific discoveries, or like in today's case, inspirational stories about how people have creatively come up with solutions to protect our environment. Let me introduce you to my co-host for this story.
Hi, I'm Azlaan. I'm 10 years old. I live in Barackpore, Kolkata.
Is Barackpore also an army cantonment area, Azlaan?
Yeah, it's an army cantonment area.
So which school do you go to?
I go to Army Public School, Barackpore.
So how far is school from home?
5 to 10 minutes only.
Oh, wow. So what are your favorite hobbies?
My favorite hobbies is to write stories. I also wrote a story on a story writing platform that got selected in an international competition of story writing.
Wow. So what was your story about?
My story is about a person saves a lot of people with a kind of invention. He creates a drone with lots of features. He saves a lot of people from coronavirus.
Brilliant. All right. So today's topic is about how a fisherman in Italy figured a brilliant way and a very innovative way of protecting the marine life in our oceans. And he's used art in a manner, so to say, to protect our marine life. But before we start that, can we start with a small game?
Yeah, I will love that.
So in this game, I'll give you three phrases and I'd like you to tell me who comes to your mind. Okay?
Yeah.
The phrase one is someone sitting in a bus.
That would be a child traveling with his parents, looking at all the streets and all that.
Great. Second one, sitting in a boat.
My father works in the Navy. So once we had a party where we had to go to a ship in the middle of, not in the middle, a bit far away from the seashore where we used to live. So we got in a boat and traveled there.
Okay, that's the first thing that comes to your mind. Third one, sitting in a helicopter.
People who record news that is high up, they record it from the helicopter.
Very, very unusual answers. I loved all of your answers, Azlaan. Okay, so now coming to today's topic. So Azlaan, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how some of the marine life is under threat. So what do the big trawling nets do that the normal fishing nets don't do?
The trawling nets work by dragging the nets at the seabed. And these trawling nets are really huge. They are the size of a lot of rooms combined. So they're very big.
So a lot of fishes will get caught in them.
Yeah.
And because they are scraping along the seabed floor, what else gets caught in them?
Seagrass and coral, and it also catches baby fishes. The normal kind of fishing things the fishermen use don't go as deep as the trawling nets.
Oh, okay. So the marine ecosystem is being affected because baby fishes are not being allowed to grow up to their full sizes.
Yeah.
A lot of the grass is getting cut off, and maybe even a lot of these coral reefs that are right down there on the ocean floor are also getting pulled up. You know what this sounds like? To me, this sounds like you want to hunt one deer in a forest, and to catch that one deer, you are cutting down the entire forest. What did this Italian fisherman do?
I think he took a lot of marble rocks. At first, he took a lot of marble rocks, put them down in the ocean, and then that still kind of didn't stop trawling. Then he realized that he was in Italy, and Italy meant art. So he started hiring a lot of sculptors to make statues out of marble and putting them down in the ocean.
So what do the sculptures do? How do they stop trawling?
They get stuck in the nets and they break the trawling nets.
Ooh.
Trawling nets cost a lot more money than the regular fishing nets.
All those who were using big trawling nets got very worried because their trawling nets were getting ripped apart. Did it just move a little further ahead where there were no sculptures and start using them?
Yeah, they just started using the land. But then people just started making sculptures and putting them there.
So if you were to go on a boat near Italy into the Mediterranean Sea, and if you could look under the ocean, you'll find lots of sculptures there today.
Yeah, probably.
What else do these sculptures do? Is their only role to stop the trawling nets?
No, as they are art, as they are sculptures, they can also be tourist attractions under the water.
So you can do some scuba diving, go under the ocean and see these beautiful sculptures.
Yeah, they also get covered in like seaweed and coral. So it grows no coral that was destroyed by the trawling nets before.
Oh, that's nice. So it offers a space, a home or a base where other fishes can come, where corals can grow.
Some of the sea creatures even create nests where they lay eggs.
Nice. So if you were to go scuba diving, you can see beautiful sculptures. You can see, after a few years, beautiful sculptures in purple, red and blue and green colors, coral reefs. How much power would someone need to pull up such a big rock from the sea floor? Is there any one superhero who you think might be able to lift that?
Like Captain America, maybe. He will swim down to the ocean floor, pick up the rock because he has super strength. But why would he do that though?
That's a valid question. I don't think Captain America would want to harm the marine life, right?
He would like to save it.
What do you think? Thanos would do?
Yeah, Thanos would probably like to do it. Now he just as he wanted to destroy half the living things in the entire universe, it would kind of help him to kill the fishes.
Okay. Name 3 superheroes who you think will stop Thanos from doing it.
Captain America, Iron Man, and Aquaman.
Aquaman! Do you like Aquaman?
Yeah, he had lots of muscle.
Have you seen any pictures of what happens when there is a shipwreck?
Yeah, like I've seen a few videos of shipwrecks in the ocean, and I've seen whenever somebody goes inside a shipwreck, there are a lot of fish in it.
So, do you think even shipwrecks might be playing a very helpful role in stopping illegal trawling?
Yeah, like kind of, but they still kill fishes in another way
How do they kill the fishes?
because of the toxic material that gets exposed in the water.
Or any oil that might be inside the ship leaks out?
Yeah.
Oh, so shipwrecks will stop trawling, but they will still not be very helpful for marine life. So if someone asked you, Azlaan, give me one idea of what sculpture I should make and drop into the ocean, what kind of a sculpture would you like to drop into the ocean?
I would like to drop a sculpture of some kind of superhero I like.
And that would be
A superhero like Spider-Man just trying to swing.
from one sculpture to another.
Yeah.
Cool. I would love to come scuba diving to that place and see this brilliant idea of yours. Awesome. That brings us to another interesting part of today's episode.
Quiz time. Let's see how well you listened.
Question 1. What kills fish and seaweed and coral reefs? A trawling net or a regular fisherman's net?
A trawling net.
Question 2. What did one Italian fisherman do to stop these trawling nets from killing all of these fishes?
He made sculptures and put them down in the ocean.
The last and the final question. If Azlaan were to be given an opportunity to create a sculpture and drop it into an ocean, what would his sculpture look like?
It would look like Spider-Man swinging to a building.
So, Azlaan, as we are recording this is likely to be published on November 14th, which is Children's Day, right?
Yeah.
What events are planned in your school?
First of all, some teachers would come up and perform in the stage. It would be fun to see. When I was younger, we had a time on Children's Day where we watched a movie called The Lion King on a screen in the school.
Oh, so the best part of Children's Day is you can go to school, watch a movie, not study and come back home.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really cool day. How many such Children's Day would you like to have in a year?
12. One for every month.
One for every month. Okay, I was wondering where you got the number 12 from. We wish all our children listeners as well as their parents a very happy Children's Day. Azlaan, when do you listen to podcasts?
I listen to podcasts in the afternoon. I like to sit down and while I'm listening to the podcasts, do some of my school work that are like homework so that you can't get bored while you're doing your homework.
Okay. Is there any episode that you really enjoyed and would like to recommend to other listeners?
I would like to recommend episodes like episode 45 because of superheroes. I love superheroes. It was about superheroes, and now not only American and white superheroes, but other types of superheroes as well are coming in the franchises.
Marvel and DC franchises.
Yeah. And as well as some of the parts were really fun to listen to.
Great.
I also liked episode 55. The episode was about, I think, cheetahs. It was a student from my school. Her name was Adya Singh.
She's the one who featured in that episode.
Yeah.
Awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed chatting with you, Azlaan. It was a lot of fun doing this podcast recording with you. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
That brings us to the end of this episode. If you would like to listen to episode 45 about Marvel and DC characters and how these are changing, or episode 55, which is about how cheetahs are coming back to India, you can find link to these in the show notes below. And don't forget to click follow or subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Ghana, or wherever you're listening to this. And you'll be alerted when a new episode is released every Monday and Friday. And
thanks for listening.